here in this ballpark, 6-5. Left on left, first pitch from Jake McCoy in the third inning is called strike one on a fastball on the outside half against the lefty hitting Tristan Becerra, the right fielder for the Tigers. Did not play last night. 0-1 toss, called strike two. Once again, working the outer half of the plate against Becerra, the redshirt junior from right here in Greenville.
And last night, even with the lefty on the mound, Clemson 4 in the lineup. Again, lefty on the mound. 4 left-handed hitters in their lineup.
0-2 punch from McCoy. Swung on and missed. 3 straight fastballs from Jake McCoy retires Becerra. That's one away in the top of the third. No score.
But here's a guy that last night that maybe hit the hardest ball of the night. So with Jaron Purify, you want to make sure stay away a little bit. I know that wind is howling, pushing things to right, but he showed a quick bat last night in that ball that he launched out to left.
Certainly hit the hardest ball, hit the furthest as well with his home run. McCoy gets a swing and miss on the first pitch he offers him for strike one. Purify's first home run of the season last night. Last year he hit left on right. 0-1 pitch from McCoy's off the plate, ball one.
Another Michigan native. We're talking to one of my former players, Justin Henry's here, scout the Tigers. He knew him from all that area of work and was really talking about just what a good kid, good player he was. So another Michigan guy playing for Clemson.
And as Purify fouls off the pitch to move his count to 1-2, that's going to be a trend I think we see for at least a few more years for Clemson head coach Eric Backage, as he's now in his third season back at Clemson.
Yeah.
Initially started out his coaching career there, but his latest stop before Tiger Town was the head coach for the Michigan Wolverines. 1-2 from McCoy, swing and a miss, strike three. Back-to-back punch-outs to begin the top of the third inning for Jake McCoy. He's now struck out 5 this afternoon. And we were telling you a little bit earlier in the second inning about the charitable calls that Jake McCoy is making this season have a little bit more meaning for. It's the Purple Heart Homes Foundation. For every strikeout that Jake McCoy registers this season, he's going to donate the dollar amount that is his jersey number and $23 to help rehome some of our injured veterans as Chufo fouls back strike one. And this all started back in mid-January when Colonel Kenneth Dwyer came to South Carolina and spoke to the baseball team to focus on not only his life story but also to focus on the importance of purpose and teamwork. As the 0-1 pitch from McCoy's call and a miss, strike two. You see, he was a U.S. Army infantry officer who had 4 tours supporting Operation Ending Freedom Afghanistan. And there he lost his left hand and his eye. McCoy said it was such an inspiration. 0-2 grounded up the middle. McCoy will stab it from the mound. Under toss to first to end the inning. Jay McCoy has struck out 5 this afternoon in his first time.
A few minutes to breathe and get yourself settled in. And apparently it only took him about an inning because he's really rolling right now.
That brings up Nathan Hall, South Carolina's center fielder, who took the first pitch he saw in the bottom of the first inning to left center field for his 4th double of the season. Left on right, pitch home. Fastball taken for strike one on the inside edge.
Well, if you're a mascot fan, great day to be here. We got Cocky, we got Reedy, I got my picture with him. You got a couple Tigers here.
0-1, Hall skies it to center field. Canarella has seemed to have found it in the midday sky. He makes the grab for the first out in the bottom of the third inning. And the Reedy Frog is the mascot for the Greenville Drive here at Fluor Field.
And he's very quiet. He snuck in our booth today. I didn't even know he was here until he tapped me on the shoulder.
Certainly startled you, Stewart.
Yes.
No doubt about that one. Got a good chuckle out of that. Well, the base is clear, 1 out. The pitch to Dalton Mayshore. It's a fastball taken for strike one along the right half. Mayshore 0 for 0 today. He walked back in the first inning. Darden, quick work. 0-1 pitch, grounded left side. Chufo, the shortstop, collects, throws to first. Gaffney has it for the second out in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, Mayshore, that first fastball kind of looked back at the umpire like I thought that was out. You got to start paying attention. Derek Malik is calling strikes, and that is what gets the speed of the game going. I love it. Guys calling strikes unless they were just bad. I'm not saying a word. I love the pace that creates in the game, and Derek's one of the best in the game.
In steps Ethan Petrie. He sees Clemson defense go a pull side shift. That's 3 along the left side of the infield as Purify, the second baseman, has moved over, but he's still relatively straight behind the second base bag. 1-0 toss now to Petrie. Cut on and missed in the bottom half to even the count at 1-1. Petrie walked in that first inning as well. 2 outs, bottom third, no score. The 1-1. Grounded foul, left side, over into the Clemson dugout. They're in the third base dugout today. South Carolina in the first base dugout. Base is clear with 2 away. Darden set from the bump. Is 1-2 to Petrie. Line drive, left side, stop on a stab from Chufo. He dove after it, threw across in time. Both teams making pull side hit for the lefty bat. That Dalton Mayshore having some issues collecting in right field allowed him to advance to an extra base. First pitch from McCoy in the fourth is called a strike in the top half.
Yeah, you learn this ballpark, and as you call it, it just runs around that wall the way it's designed. And Listy, a really good runner, easy triple.
0-1 pitch will miss up inside and hit Listy, who certainly hugs the plate on the inside edge of the batter's box, but that pitch caught him on the forearm, front side right forearm for Listy. First hit batter of the ball game for either team. And that puts a runner at first.
Well, they had a good rhythm going. You want to go breaking ball there because he hit that first pitch so hard fastball. Then you're trying to really stuff the 92, 93 mile an hour fastball. It just got away, and he didn't budge. Took it, got himself on base. Let's see. We really didn't see Clemson run last night when Matthew Becker was on the mound. We'll see if it's any different today.
First pitch off the plate, ball 1. Josh Pano, the third baseman for the Tigers, standing in. Strikeout for him in his first at bat. 1-0 from McCoy off the plate. The fastball at 92. It's ball 2.
You expect them to run. They came in perfect on the season, Clemson offensively. That was one thing last night that I think you got to give a lot of that to Matthew Becker. I think you got to give it to LeCroy behind the plate, being very active last night to take away.
2-0 pitch is elevated, ball 3. Listy was hit a moment ago. He occupies first base. No outs in the top of the fourth. Boyd comes set, looks to the runner at first. Now to home, fires the 3-0. It's called a strike in the upper outside corner. Well, for Listy over at first, 2 for 2 on steal attempts this season. They were both against Winthrop in Clemson's Tuesday midweek win against the Eagles. Pano at the plate. He'll wait as McCoy checks on Listy at first.
That's when you're glad you got a 6'5" guy over there at first. That ball about got away from Ethan. Scared me on that.
The wind certainly gusty that way, moving left to right, foul pole to foul pole. One aboard, nobody out. The 3-1 pitch from Jake McCoy. Fastball fouled away to the right side to run the count full. Well, Signorama is your one-stop shop to grow your business. They design, print, install, and service all of your signage and graphic solutions needs. You can rely on Matt and his team just as Gamecock Athletics has for many years. Contact your local, Columbia, independently owned Signorama today. Runner at first. Nobody out. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Elevated heater from Jake McCoy strikes out his 6th Tiger on this Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, fastball up and away. Again, I'm just really surprised. Clemson came in 14 for 14. We haven't really been effective throwing runners out. We picked 2 off, so they're 10 for 12 on us. I'm trying to figure that out a little bit, but I like it as a Gamecock because you don't want them in scoring position.
Petrie holding the runner Listy at first for Canarell at the plate. Left on left, 1-out pitch. It's called a strike on the outside half. Canarell, the center fielder for the Tigers, 0 for 1 today, flew out to left field. Back in the first. Now on the top of the fourth, we are still scoreless. Pickoff over, Listy back in time at first. He was hit to reach a moment ago.
KJ Scobie moved back into the shift that when it happened last night, Cam just laid a bunt down on third perfectly. Be aware of that early. In a 0-0 game, he's a guy that's just trying to get on base too.
0-1 from McCoy. Misses outside. It bounced in. Good job from Talmadge LeCroy to pick it right out and hold Listy at first.
That's sometimes a catcher. You want to be more lucky than good. That ball perfectly skipped right up. But LeCroy last night showed the energy. It had a couple games off. We know he's dealing with a banged up, thumb from getting hit. I thought he was really good last night behind the plate. Really good on that one.
1 on, 1 out at the top of the fourth for McCoy. He's trying to work against Clemson's All-American Cam Canarella. The 1-1. Inside pitch, driven down the right field line and foul. Strike 2. Just a display of what Canarella can do. Has power, hitting ability that he has showcased so far in his collegiate career. 60 extra base hits as a Tiger. The 1-2 from McCoy. Swing and a miss, strike 3. McCoy strikes out Pano and Canarella to put 2 down in the top of the 4th inning. Now 7 strikeouts today for the sophomore lefty.
When you, as a hitter, get in a pitcher advantage count, meaning you got 2 strikes, he's really a hard guy to hit. That breaking ball, especially, I was a left-handed hitter. You see that thing coming, you think it's a strike, you're going to get it, and it just keeps going out of the zone.
Listy leads off at first with 2 outs against Luke Gaffney. Before we see a pitch there, pickoff move from McCoy over brings Listy back to the bag. Gaffney, go ahead, Stuart.
Well, I just like when the pitcher McCoy does it. He's just acknowledging, I know you can run. And I'm going to show you not my best move, but a move to see if you're doing a first move as a base stealer.
Another pickoff move. Listy back to the bag. Certainly if there's a throw to second, it would go to Naraki, the second baseman, as South Carolina shortstop Henry Kasmar playing awfully deep in the hole on the left side of the Gamecock infield. Gaffney at the plate, grounded out to third base back in the second. He stands in with 2 outs in the 4th. First pitch he sees is an off-speed breaking ball that he can't connect on. Swing and miss. Strike 1.
McCoy does a good job. He's that 1-3, 1-4, getting it to the plate with giving you a chance as a catcher to get a throw off if you can keep him in there.
Listy is Clemson's lone base runner at first base. He was hit to begin the inning. Now 2 outs later, Gaffney at the plate. The 0-1. Grounded through the right side for a base hit. Petrie was holding the runner at first. That allowed the ball to sneak through. And as Mayshore went to collect in right, Listy turned on the Jets and went first to third. They are on the corners for Clemson with 2 outs in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, just good piece of hitting. Nothing you can do there defensively. Have to be holding the runner just like he was.
Colin Priest, Clemson's designated hitter, gave the Tigers the early lead last night. He will step to the plate here in a moment, but first, though, a mound visit from Gamecock pitching coach Terry Rooney in his first season with the program. No stranger, though, to Coach Paul Maneri, who's also in his first season in Columbia. The duo working together for many years as McNary was the head coach at LSU, and also they were together in South Bend, Indiana, when the two were together at Notre Dame. It's a TM Floyd & Company consultation. If you want to work with an IT company that is involved in your local community, support the American Red Cross, the Harvest Hope Food Bank, Families Helping Families, and others by working with TM Floyd & Company today. Our home plate umpire, Derek Malika, makes his way out on the mound to break things up. Gamecock infield joined Rooney on the mound with McCoy.
It cannot always be night.
Well, this is one of those. You just want to make sure you know what everybody's doing. First and third place, 2 outs. Typically wouldn't try too much, maybe it'll 2 strikes, but with a lefty at the plate who has already struck out, you just want to make everybody aware of what could happen here. Good visit, I thought, by Coach Rooney.
Left on left. McCoy looking for the same success that he had against Priest in the second inning. He struck him out swinging. They're on the corners with 2 outs. Pitch home is outside. It skips away from LeCroy, but he did a good job of getting there quickly. Had to shuffle over towards the third base dugout of Clemson to haul it in. enlist, he held up at third.
Get a big break right there. I thought Luke Gaffney would take that extra base, eliminate a force at second, but I just don't think he could read how far it got away from Lee Croy. And if you can't, smart play. You don't want to get thrown out trying to go to second with 2 outs and a good hitter at the plate.
They are on the corners with 2 outs in the top of the 4th. No score. McCoy from the bump is 1-0 to Priest. Cut on and missed. Fastball at 92 to even the count.
Now, be aware, some type first and third play. Just be aware. This would be when you would do it right now in this count.
McCoy has struck out 7 today, including Priest earlier on. The 1-1 pitch is called strike 2 on the outside edge. The entire Clemson faithful that stretches down the third baseline this afternoon did not care for that call from Derek Malika behind the plate. That puts McCoy ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. He has runners at first and second. Priest at the plate with 2 on and 2 down, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Jake McCoy erupts from the mound with electricity. He has struck out 8 Tigers through 4 innings of action, and we are midway through the 4th. Still no score with South Carolina and Clemson this afternoon in Greenville. On the Gamecock Sports Network from Learfield.
All clear.
So these young guys have just settled in. Starting to see them now. 3 pitches from both of them. Change up, mix in with these good breaking balls.
First pitch to Jones is off the plate in this left-on-right matchup for ball 1. For Ethan Darden, this is his 3rd time facing the Gamecocks in 3 seasons. 1-0 pitch, elevated, ball 2. You go back to 2023, here in this ballpark, he struggled through only 12 pitches, didn't record an out, gave up a hit and 2 walks to the 3 batters he faced. 2-0 swing from Kennedy Jones, line to right field, but into the glove of Becerra for the first out in the bottom of the 4th to bring up Talmadge LeCroy. And then last year, Darden faced the Gamecocks in Columbia at Segra Park, home of the Columbia Fireflies minor league baseball team. And once again, that was also in relief, but he was the first guy out of the bullpen after Tristan Smith started for the Tigers that day. Went 3 innings of 1-run action, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. First pitch to LeCroy is called strike 1.
Kennedy Jones right on that ball he hit, but the wind just kept it going. I thought it was going to sit down for a base hit.
LeCroy can't connect on the 0-1 offering, now down in the count, 0-2. Max Coffer in the on-deck circle for the Gamecocks. Base is clear with 1 away in the bottom of the 4th. Darden a quick worker as his 0-2 is off the plate. Stewart, he's got 20 seconds between pitches, but he's not sparing more than 4 to 5. This comes set, now turns and fires. 1-2, chop foul, third base side.
I think the lowest I've seen it go is maybe 13. I mean, and to put that in perspective, it's usually at least about 8 when guys are going. There are other guys that'll hold it, get you down under 5. But he's really he's going quick.
1-2 to LeCroy, line foul, third base side once again. And that'll also cause some disruption just in terms of the usual routine for hitters as well.
Well, yeah, because you got to look up, you got to acknowledge it. So it's a part of the rule now. You've got a few seconds before you have to do that. But, boy, as soon as you look up and acknowledge, he's throwing.
1-2, fastball cut on and missed, top of the zone by LeCroy. It's the second out in the bottom of the 4th inning, still no score.
And those keys of the game, let's limit our strikeouts. We have to a degree. We've only got 4, Clemson got 8. Now we got to get back to the big one. Let's get some guys on base again, and let's see if we can drive them in.
Max Coffer at the plate, the designated hitter, transfer from Texas A&M for the Gamecocks. Hit a home run in Tuesday's win against Gardner-Webb. 2-out pitch, he grounds it third base side. It's stopped by the shortstop, Chufo, to end the inning. The Gamecocks go down in order, and we go into the 5th in Greenville. The 5th inning brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Public Safety. Highways or dieways, the choice is yours. Well, to this point, it's been a pitcher's duel between South Carolina's Jake McCoy and Clemson's Ethan Darden. Stewart, what have you liked most about McCoy's start of the day with 8 strikeouts in 4 innings?
Well, I love that fact. The strikeouts mean you don't have to make plays, and in these games, errors, that's hard to do. But what I've really liked, the leadoff triple, and we immediately go infield in. We were telling him right then, hey, we trust you. We know it's going to be a tough game to score runs, but we trust you. he took full advantage of it, got the K, got then the shallow F7 that led to the play at the plate to down the runner. And since then, he's really just controlled his innings, as you said. Now, 8 strikeouts for him.
3 starts this season for McCoy. All 3 have been at least 8 punch-outs. His first offering of the 5th is called strike 1 at the right hand, hitting Jacob Jarrell, Clemson's catcher, who's 0 for 1 today with one of those 8 strikeouts. A season high and career high for the young sophomore McCoy was 9 on opening weekend against Sacred Heart. 0-1 pitch, called a strike along the outside edge that catcher Jarrell thought, maybe that hasn't been a strike for us all day for the Tigers when he's been behind the plate, but now he's down to the count 0-2.
And those are fun conversations because Lee Croy's catching, and there's Jarrell, the other catcher, and then the home plate umpire. Those are some of the kind of memories you remember as a player.
0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Match your career high and 4 1/3 today. Why don't you, Jake McCoy? 9 punch-outs on the afternoon. Of course, they're all brought to you by Krantz. Keep comfortable with Krantz, your cooling and heating specialist. 1 away in the top of the 5th in a scoreless ball game.
I think you're going to see Jake McCoy continue, as you just said, to set career records. The more opportunities he gets, the longer he'll get into games. This guy's a legitimate weekend starter.
Left on left, first pitch to Becerra. The lefty hitting right fielder is called a strike on the inside corner. Becerra struck out swinging back in the 3rd. Left on left, the 0-1, fouled away on a high drive left side. That not only clears the seats, but it lands up over onto the berm down the left field line.
You've mentioned it a little bit, but boy, these Clemson hitters, they choke up. I mean, it's 2-3 inches you see at least.
And Becerra is as far back in the batter's box as you can get on the left side. His 0-2 offering from McCoy is swing and a miss. A breaking ball down low. Got the chase from Becerra. A new career high, 10 punch-outs for Jake McCoy.
Look at that. He's just going to keep setting them every time, isn't he?
You match it, and then you set a new one. The young sophomore out of Fort Mill, South Carolina, and Catawba Ridge High School. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the 5th. With the bases clear, here's Jaron Purify, the Tigers' second baseman. 2-out toss is upstairs for ball 1.
Here's what, when you get 2 pitchers dominating, and they're pretty much dominating right now, a couple of hitters are going to have to guess. And that's what I like about that pitch. If you're Purify, you're going to guess maybe breaking ball, but you had no shot at the fastball that came up and in. And once that happens, you kind of have to reset too. Now he's in a hitter's count, 2-0, but somebody's going to have to. The way these 2 guys are controlling the strikes and throwing breaking balls, you got to eventually go up there and guess a pitch, see if you can run into one.
Left on right against last night's home run hitter. 2-0 pitch to Purify is off the plate, ball 3. McCoy has yet to walk a batter. He did hit Listy back in the 4th. We're now here in the 5th, still no score. McCoy set at the letters, turns and deals the 3-0. Purify showed bunt, pulled back, and took a strike. Count 3-1. But that's not uncommon for Purify. He likes to lay down the short hits. Was 3rd in the ACC last year in sacrifice bunts, but this time it will be bunting for a base hit. But as McCoy fires, he misses outside for ball 4. A 5-pitch walk puts Purify on with 2 outs in the top half of the 5th inning. No score this afternoon in Greenville.
A good hitter here in the 9-hole, so catch your breath a little bit, Jake McCoy. And you got to realize, good runner at first base. At some point, Clemson's going to run here in this series, so you got to just make them aware that you are aware of how good they can run.
That brings up Andrew Chufo, Clemson's shortstop, now in his graduate season. He's got Purify first with 2 outs. And McCoy will check on Purify, who gets back to the bag in time. Certainly a running threat is Clemson's second baseman, 6 for 6 on steal attempts this year.
Well, he has to be. He's wearing 2 oven mitts. I mean, there's no better sign that you're a base stealer.
And the left-hander will check on him once again. Certainly 2 orange and purple sliding mitts on each hand of Purify over at first. Chufo is a right-handed hitter at the plate. We've got a helicopter soaring above the field. It's red in color as it moves over the left field wall into the distance of Greenville. First pitch to Chufo is a fastball at 92, strike one called in the top half. Chufo last night 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. He's in that 9 spot in the order for the second straight day in this series. Purified leads off first, a pretty good lead. 2 outs, the 0-1 home. Chufo can't connect, a swing and miss. Went from fastball to the off speed at 93 to 84. Count 0-2.
Cage, you've done this long enough with me, and you know I can get fixated on one thing. I can't quit. I don't know if I've ever seen a guy wear 2 oven mitts. As a base stealer, it's usually the one hand that you reach with. He's a switch base stealer.
Pickoff move over, Purify back in time. It also offers a bit of an extension as well. So certainly either hand you can maybe sneak in. Why not take advantage?
Yep.
Petrie holding the runner at first. Everyone else set standard defensively. 2 outs, and the 0-2. Purify takes off, pitches high. LeCroy's throw will miss high. Luckily, Kazmar was covering behind the bag and caught the long ball just behind the second base bag and the trimmings of the center field grass, or else Purify would have gone from first to third.
And again, I knew it was coming. Just the way they run right now, we haven't been effective throwing, so still 2 outs, though. Get the hitter in the inning, get off the field. Do not want to allow a base hit here to score that run.
Opponents now 11 for 13 this season against the Gamecocks on steals. Runner at second, 2 outs. The 1-2 from McCoy. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 to end the inning. 11 strikeouts today for the sophomore southpaw Jake McCoy. We are midway through the 5th. No score with South Carolina and Clemson in today's pitchers' duel in Greenville. We'll be back on the Gamecock Sports into the 5th. Ethan Darden remains on the mound for Clemson. He's been cruising ever since. First pitch off the plate, ball 1. Ever since he gave up a double to Nathan Hall to lead off the bottom half of the first. Really, it was the first pitch that he threw that Hall attacked. After that, walked the next 2 batters he faced since he's retired 12 in a row. 1-0 is off the plate to Naraki once again. The count, 2 balls, no strikes to the first-year Gamecock.
And you want to get your offense going here, so be ready to hit here 2-0. Maybe get a ball a little bit inside and you can drive.
2-0 toss, soft chopper over to the mound. The catcher Gerald will race out, collect, throw to first. Gaffney makes the grab, but it is just in time. A lot of ground to cover quickly for Jacob Gerald, Clemson's catcher, but he makes the play. 1 away in the bottom half of the 5th, no score.
And I was thinking like Nolan Rocky, get a ball there to drive, and just that ball just stayed down. Not with change up maybe. Trying to see what it was. The velocity was going so quick on the screen I didn't get to see.
Left on left, the pitch to Henry Kazmar. Breaking ball drops in, a called strike 1 on the inside edge against the lefty hitting Gamecock shortstop. Transfer from Ohio State. Certainly a coveted man in the portal as he sends the 0-1 pitch. Shallow right field. This one may splash in. It will. Falls for a base hit. The second hit of the day for South Carolina as Henry Kazmar finds himself on the bases with 1 out in the bottom half of the 5th of today's scoreless ball game.
And Henry needed that one. That's one of those when you transfer in, and we've talked about so many guys transferring in. Heck, we were talking about it just last night with Luke Gaffney. You put pressure on yourself, and he's been doing it. We heard the coaches say a little bit. So those little flares, Texas leaguers, those type things can really make you feel good because now you know you got a hit in the books.
A pickoff move from Darden brings Kazmar back to the bag. Last year he was second team All Big Ten at Ohio State. He led the Buckeyes with a .320 average, 72 hits, also had 19 extra base hits mixed in there. This year he's 2 for 2 on steals as the first pitch to the freshman right-handed hitter KJ Scobie is cut on and missed on the breaking ball for strike 1.
Yeah, the off speed just really keeps the same arm speed. I mean, give it to Darden. That off speed's really hard to pick up out of his arm.
Kazmar leads from first with 1 out. 0-1 from Darden, low and in, up against Scobie's feet. Even the count at 1-1.
Talked about Clemson running. We've been pretty good running too. So let's see if Coach Maneri wants to push a button here, see if we can make their infielders move and get something go our way here.
Darden once again will check on Kazmar. Daily disposable contacts is the best choice for eye health and the ultimate inconvenience. You can put them in the morning, take them out at bedtime, and then throw them away. So call for a free trial and have a bright, clear Sandsbury Eye Center day. Another pickoff throw to first that Kazmar beats back to the bag.
Sometimes you're worried about the runner, and sometimes you're just not quite ready to throw home. I think that was one of those, I'm just not ready to throw it to the hitter yet.
Scobie awaits. The 1-1 misses away for ball 2. Scobie struck out swinging back in the second inning. Last night in his second road game of his collegiate career, went 1 for 4 with a base hit up the middle. 2-1 to the plate, fouled back to even the count at 2-2. Scobie, a freshman third baseman for South Carolina out of Lakeland, Florida. A terrific three-sport athlete in high school. He was all-state selection, not only in baseball, but also basketball and golf. 2-2, grounded left side. Chufo collects from short. Glove toss to Purify for 1. On to first. Gaffney stretches. Back foot stayed on the bag in time to end the inning. However, we may not be done yet, as Coach Maneri for South Carolina has walked out to challenge the out call at first, as he believes
we're going to appeal the play at second base.
Okay.
That's the one I think I was thinking immediately, I don't think there's any way he's got his foot on it, and that was the one Coach Maneri asked for. Can we look at second base?
As we look at the replay here in the booth, Purify certainly was bringing his right foot away to begin his motion over to first. The glove toss from Chufo certainly slowed the ball down, but he had no choice in terms of how hard it was hit to him and how sixth. He is their leadoff hitter. Left on left, first pitch from McCoy is called, strike 1 on the right side. For McCoy, it's his 74th pitch this afternoon, his first 2 outings of the season against Sacred Heart and Milwaukee. He pitched 78 and 76 respectively. 0-1 pitch off the plate, evens the count at 1-1. Stewart, third start of the season. Certainly you're still working through that process of your starters working longer and longer into outings. How do you feel right now about Jake McCoy? Because certainly 11 strikeouts wants you to keep a pitcher in a ball game, as the 1-1 pitch misses outside.
Yeah, well, now you're kind of at the point of the year. You've been started. This is 6 weeks now you've been doing stuff. So you're watching from the dugout. You're watching body language. They're getting to talk to him between innings. Right now I'm feeling he's good for at least another 30 pitches from what I'm feeling.
2-1 toss, just misses outside. The lefty hitting Listy, ball 3.
And you got to realize, Kate, 11 innings now. There's only been 1 run scored for either team. So, I mean, you're in a pitcher's duel that goes all the way back into last night as well in the last half of that game.
3-1 works its way to the inside edge for a called strike 2. Full count on Listy, who doubled back in the first and was hit by a pitch in the fourth. Bases clear to begin the 6th inning. Payoff pitch. Fouled away left side. We initially told you when it happened back in the first inning that Listy hit a triple, because certainly he advanced around to third base, but according to our official score, upon a little bit more review that they had of the footage, they ended up assessing an error to Dalton Mayshore in right field as he had some trouble collecting it in, so it's a double. 3-2 pitch off the plate, ball 4. The fastball at 91. McCoy thought he had a great pitch on the outside corner, but our home plate umpire Derek Malika says otherwise. It's the second walk of the afternoon for Jake McCoy. On a full count, he sends Listy to first for Josh Pano, Clemson's third baseman.
Yeah, those are tough pitches you got to regroup from quickly, especially when you're dealing here with the really now heart of their lineup, because that could have easily been your, 12th strikeout for sure.
Left on right. The pitch to Pano. Off the plate, ball 1.
You got to respect the bunt. Obviously, just showed it. You also got to realize your middle infielders, don't forget they can steal, so you don't want to get caught moving somewhere with a bunt and then allow them to steal kind of when you're not ready for it. So, should just be the corners involved in this.
Listy takes off from first. Pano lays down a bunt, third base side. Scobie collects. Covering the bag is the second baseman, Naraki, as Petrie charged in to collect. A sacrifice bunt puts one out in the books here in the top of the 6th inning, but on a day when runs have not only just come at a premium, they haven't arrived at all in this scoreless ball game. It sends Listy into scoring position at second base with one out.
Yeah, you give everybody a compliment on that. You get your bunt down, great play by Scobie to make a throw, and then for McCoy to hustle over and get to third base, because if he don't, you might sneak yourself over there and get your another base.
Left on left against Cam Canarella. Looks to Listy. Now McCoy fires home. Breaking ball off the plate. Ball 1. Canarella's 0 for 2 today. Flew out to left field back in the first. Struck out swinging in the 4th.
I don't know how much you would have challenged him, except today he's looked uncomfortable against McCoy. So I think we may see him try to go after him.
Line drive into the gap of left center field. That's down for a base hit. Listy will race his way into home. Canarella into second, trading places with him. It's an RBI double for Cam Canarella, and Clemson has taken a 1-0 lead over South Carolina in the top of the 6th.
Yeah. Just as soon as I say you challenge, that's why the guys projected first round. They're just a really, really good hitter, really good baseball player. McCoy, you wanted that strikeout to start the inning. You don't get it. They do the sack bunt, and their guy gets the hit.
All-American for the Tigers delivers. He stands at second with Lou Gaffney at the plate for Clemson. Left on right. McCoy looks back to the second base back and fires his one-out pitch. It's fouled away to the right side out of play.
Gaffney runs in scoring position. So the infield, because of as well as he has hit in this series so far, you stay back. Nobody really holding Cam at second, so he's getting a really good lead here.
0-1 pitch from McCoy. It is over but low to even the count at 1-1. You certainly see why Cam Canarella is projected in the way that he is in terms of Major League Baseball aspirations. Virtually every outlet that looks at draft prospects for this upcoming 2025 draft has Canarella in the first round. Gaffney, slow chopper back to the mound. LeCroy collects, throws to first. A great play, but nobody is at the plate. But McCoy covers in time, but Canarella slides under the tag. It's 2-0 Clemson. Canarella advanced from second to third on the ground out. But because both McCoy and LeCroy converge between the mound and the plate, Canarella with excellent speed capitalized and took off. Petrie had a good look at it and tried to make the play at the plate. McCoy, though, had to completely turn around his body to catch the baseball, then apply the tag. And the Tigers have taken a 2-0 lead in the top of the 6th inning. 2 outs against Colin Priest, their DH. Left on left, first pitch, called strike 1 on the outside edge.
The coach in me wants to get mad at somebody on those plays, but I'm not sure you don't just have to credit them for the base running. Man, I wasn't thinking that either as I looked at that throw going to first. I was scared it was going to go in the right field.
Yeah, LeCroy made an incredible turnaround throw, and it was right on the money. But the issue was it brought him so far out beyond the plate, plus that spinning motion was difficult. The 0-2 for McCoy. Elevated on a check swing. Priest held back. It's ball 1. And certainly, Stuart, you have to keep in mind for South Carolina, they challenged the double play that ended the 5th. Could have potentially challenged that play at the plate, but if you're wrong, then you're out of challenges for the rest of the game. You're only allowed in 2. Shift to the right side against the lefty hitting Priest as the 1-2 misses high, evens the count at 2-2.
The umpiring meeting is kind of like I was in college. I didn't really pay attention a lot, but scoring plays, can they be reviewed by the umpire without taking one of your challenges?
2-2 for McCoy, not. Low and in, ball 3. I don't believe so. A leadoff walk resulted in the first run of the day for Clemson on an RBI double from Canarella, and then smart base running from the Clemson center fielder resulted in the second. Full count, payoff pitch. Priest swing and a miss. Strike 3. Well, 12 strikeouts today for Jake McCoy, but 2 runs on the board for Clemson. It's 2-0 Tigers midway through the 6th on the Gamecock Sports Network from Learfield.
All clear.
Hết rồi. À, 33. Như là rẻ cũng 1.000, 2.000 một cái.
Đi cho bạn đi.
Đi cho.
Con bên này cắt có thể lâu lắm.
Có video không?
Vâng.
Có video nữa đấy. Có video
Chỉ có cả bên máy thu hòa quay còn nữa không?
hết rồi.
Giờ thì lúc